The Department of World Languages and Cultures at Georgia State University presents Arabic 1001 Grammar. In this fourth part of the course, we discuss idafa or possession. In this lesson, we continue to discuss complex idafas. And in this final section of the lesson, we talk about linking together idafas. We have previously learned haqibatu tilka talibati jadida, meaning the backpack of that student is new. We have a three-word idafa here, followed by an indefinite adjective, turns it into a sentence, or that student's backpack is new. We can look at this door and say, Bab hadha al-bayt al-qadim. All four of these words are definite. Bab, because it is owned by this house. Hadha, because all demonstratives are definite, and the other two because of alif lam. Babu hadha al-bayt al-qadimi means the door of this old house or this old house's door. In the first example, haqiba gets a single dhamma. As the first word in the idafa, it is by default in the marfu' case. It is definite because it is a non-final word in the idafa, so it gets a single dhamma. Tilka is just tilka. At-talibati gets a single kasra, because as a non-first word in an idafa, it is in the majrur case. It is also definite because of alif lam, so it gets a single kasra. Jadidatun is the khabar or predicate of the sentence, so it is by default in the marfu' case, and it gets tanween ad-dam because it is indefinite. In the second example, we say babu because it is the first word in the idafa, and therefore by default in the marfu' case, it is also definite because it is a non-final word in an idafa. Bayti gets a single kasra for the same reason at-talibati does in the first example, and al-qadim is directly modifying al-bayt, so it's in the same case and gets the same marking. So this doesn't work at all like it does in English, but it's really not that hard to learn or to follow. When we have an indefinite adjective following an idafa, we have a sentence, and that adjective modifies the first word in the idafa. When we have a definite adjective following an idafa, this is a phrase, and the adjective modifies the last word in the idafa. So just to be clear, remember that in a phrase, a following adjective agrees with and modifies the final word in the idafa. But in a sentence, a following indefinite adjective does this for the first word. We can have a sentence with a phrase in it and do both. We can say, Mektab al-Mudir al-Jadid. All three of these words are definite, the first one because it's owned by the second, the other two because they have alif lam. So this is a phrase, and we know that al-Jadid modifies the last word in the idafa, the office of the new boss or the new boss's office. In the second example, we have Mektab al-Mudir kabirun, where we have an indefinite adjective following the idafa, which means that this is a sentence and the indefinite adjective modifies the first word in the idafa. So it is the office, not the boss, who is big. We get the boss's office is big, and that ought to have a period at the end. Here in the final example, we have a phrase inside a sentence. We have Mektab al-Mudir al-Jadid. That's a phrase. All those words are definite, so we know that al-Jadid modifies the last word in the idafa. It is the director or boss who is new, not the office. Then we have the indefinite adjective kabir, making it a sentence, and we know that because it is a sentence, the adjective modifies the first word in the idafa. It is the office, not the boss, who is new here. So this gives us the new boss's office is big. So what we're going to do in this lesson is talk about modifying the middle word in an idafa. So we can say, Haqibat ukht at-taliba jadida. The first three words are an idafa, the backpack of the sister of the student. And then we have is new, or the student's sister's backpack is new. We can look at this door and we can say Bab Bayt al-Fatat al-Latifa. All of these words are definite. We have a three-word idafa, the door of the house of the young woman, and then a definite adjective making this a phrase, so the adjective modifies the woman, not the door or the house, which ought to be obvious here because the woman is feminine and both the door and the house are masculine. But just to get the rules down, we say the nice young woman's house's door. So what happens if we want to modify the sister, if we want to make her the big sister, or if we want to modify the house by making it the old house? We can't stick an adjective in the middle of an idafa because then it wouldn't be an idafa anymore, because idafas are for nouns only, silly rabbit. So how do we modify a middle word? And our answer is we're going to use a preposition, and this preposition is le, and it's hard to see here because it's tacked onto the word at-taliba. In fact, it's replacing the alif in the alif lam of at-taliba. What we're going to say is hakibat al-ukht al-kabira lit-taliba jadida. So the first three words here shouldn't present much of a problem. The backpack of the sister, the big, or the big sister's backpack. But then we have the preposition le, replacing the alif in the alif lam of at-taliba, lit-taliba, literally belonging to the student. And then jadida, our indefinite adjective, making it a sentence. What we have here is hakibat al-ukht al-kabira, the backpack of the big sister, lit-taliba, belonging to the student, jadida, is new, or the student's big sister's backpack is new. In this second example, we can say Bab al-Bayt al-Qadim lil-Fatat al-Latifa. The door of the old house is what the first three words say, and then belonging to the young woman who is nice, or the nice young woman's old house's door. So this preposition le, replacing the alif in alif lam, means belonging to, and it's how we link an idafa back together after we have split it up with an adjective. This is a little above the level of a first semester student, but it's so absolutely useful and will so come in handy later on that it's worth learning now. We can talk about the preposition le. The preposition le has a number of different meanings. It can mean for, it can mean in order to, and in this case it means belonging to, and we can use it to link up split idafas. We attach le to the following word. If that word begins with alif lam, le replaces the alif in alif lam. So we can say, Dhalik al-kitab li, that book belonging to me, or that book is mine. We can say, Al-Bayt al-Kabir lil-Mudir, the big house belonging to the boss, or the boss's big house. We can say, Al-Bayt al-Jamil, the lovely house, li Mahmud, belonging to Mahmud, or Mahmud's lovely house. It's odd, especially in the way it replaces the alif in alif lam, but it's really very easy to use. We can say, Sayyarat az-zawj al-jadid li sadiqi, the car of the husband, the new, belonging to my friend, or my friend's new husband's car. We can't describe the husband as new without breaking up the three-word idafa, Sayyarat zawj sadiqi. So what we do is we stick the adjective jadid after az-zawj and then link them back together with the preposition le sadiqi. One of the skills that you're going to have to develop is to take a word you know, like sadiq, and then recognize it when it's got other stuff stuck onto it, like possessive pronoun suffixes or prepositions at the beginning. This can take a little work and is one of the challenges of first semester Arabic. We can look at this man and say, Sayyarat al-akh al-jamil liz-zawj al-jadid li sadiqik, which is way more than a mouthful for a first semester student, but is really pretty simple to break up. The car of the beautiful brother belonging to the husband, the new, of your friend, or your friend's new husband's handsome brother's car. Again, rather a mouthful, but illustrative because it shows us how the preposition le can be used to link things together. This is best learned through models and repetition. Sayyarat sadiqiha qadima. This is a sentence, definite, definite, indefinite. So we have the car of her friend is old, or her friend's car is old. But we can move things around a little bit and say Sayyarat sadiqiha al-jadid. So here we have a three-word phrase. All of these words are definite, so we know that the adjective refers to the last word in the idafa, or the car of her new friend, or her new friend's car. We can say as-sayyara al-jadida li sadiqiha. There's our li linking things together here. The new car belonging to her friend, or her friend's new car. This is a phrase. All of these words are definite. We can also say السيارة الجديدة للرجل, the new car belonging to the man, or the man's new car. Here the preposition ل has replaced the alif lam in الرجل, giving us للرجل. This would be a great place to take a screenshot so you have these models in front of you when you're trying to construct sentences and phrases of your own. We can look at this man here and we can say Beit Achiha Jamil. Remember, ach takes its case marking as a long vowel. That's why we have e instead of just a kesra. So Beit Achiha, the house of her brother. And then we have the indefinite adjective Jamil. The house of her brother is pretty, or her brother's house is pretty. We can say Beit Achiha al-Wasim. Now they're all definite, so we know that this is a phrase, and the adjective modifies the last word in the Idafa. It is the brother who is handsome here, not the house. So her handsome brother's house. We can say al-Beit al-Jamil li Achiha. Here's our li, linking things together. So the beautiful house of her brother, or her brother's pretty house. We can say al-Beit al-Jamil lil Mohandas, where we have taken the preposition le and replaced the alif in alif lam on al-Mohandas, the engineer, to give us belonging to the engineer, or the engineer's pretty house. Again, this would be a good place to take a screenshot so you have these models in front of you when you're trying to construct sentences and phrases of your own. We can use the preposition le in another way as well. We can say li ucht saghira dhakiya, belonging to me a small smart sister, which is our way of saying I have a smart younger sister. I could say indi ucht saghira dhakiya as well. Everyone would understand me, but we typically use le for personal relationships to say I have. When we put a pronoun other than e after li, it turns into la. So lana, belonging to us, ucht saghira dhakiya, a small smart sister, or we have a smart younger sister. We can look at this gentleman here and we can ask the question, hal laka ach kabir? Yes, no, belonging to you, a big brother. The le has turned into la before the ka pronoun. So laka, belonging to you, or do you have a big brother? We can say hal lahu ach kabir. So we have taken the preposition le and put it before the pronoun hu for his, and we say hal lahu ach kabir, yes, no, belonging to him a big brother, or does he have a big brother? This would be another place where it would be useful to have these models in front of you when you're constructing content of your own. So the preposition le can be used for to have, just like and. They're interchangeable and they overlap a great deal, but le is more often used for personal relationships and for objects or qualities. However, they overlap so much that you can pretty much interchange them. When le comes before a pronoun other than e for me, it changes from le to la. So we can say li sadiqa ismaha Layla, belonging to me a friend, her name Layla, or I have a friend named Layla. I can say Layla laha habib wasim, Layla belonging to her a handsome boyfriend, or Layla has a handsome boyfriend. And then I can ask the question, hal lil habib ucht, is there belonging to the boyfriend a sister, or does the boyfriend have a sister? If we're going to negate le for to have, we're going to do it in exactly the same manner that we negate or put in the past tense and. So we're going to say leisa lahum ucht. There isn't belonging to them a sister, or they don't have a sister. Regardless of what they have or who has it, we simply use the word leisa for isn't. It's actually very easy. We can say leisa lakum ucht wala ach. There isn't belonging to y'all a sister and no brother. So we can use the word la, which is usually no, to mean nor here. You don't have a sister or a brother. You don't have a sister nor a brother. We can look at this man and say, kana lahu habib wasim. Kana is was, so we're going to say was belonging to him a handsome boyfriend, or he had a handsome boyfriend. When we use the past tense in Arabic, we imply clearly that that action is over and done with, so he no longer has a handsome boyfriend, poor fellow. We can put ma before kana to turn was into wasn't. Ma kana laha zawj. There wasn't at her a husband. Fi dhalik al-waqt, at that time. Or she didn't have a husband at that time. Once again, this is a great model for creating future content, so you may want to pause and take a screenshot. And again here, where we have the vocabulary we looked at in the previous lesson. Take the word le and go forth and link some idafas together.